We're going to learn some of the halachas Nefilas apaim. Somebody asked Charlie yesterday if you're not in a shul, should you do Nefilas apaim or not? So here is what it says in the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuf Lamed Aleph in Halacha Beis. It says like this. I'm reading from the Ramah. Yesh Omrid, the end Nefilas apaim b'lomokim sheyesh oren v'sefer Torah. Some saying that it have to be Nefilas apaim. The pleasure is oren and sefer Torah. The Mishnah Berurah brings lav dafka oren sefer Torah. Obviously, there's normally the sefer Torah. There's an oren. Sometimes could be there is sefer Torah without oren. So you could do with it the Nefilas apaim. That's what we learned from Yeshua because he did the Nefilas apaim when he had with him the Torah. Aval beloy zeh, without this, meaning the main thing is the Torah over here. Omrim techino beloy kisui ponim. You said that whatever we said by Nefilas apaim, the psukim, different minhagim, Sfardim and Chabad, they're saying kapitel Chavvov, and others saying other psukim. That's another discussion. Why? We already covered one. Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. But that's the whatever you say without kisui pani, meaning you don't put you don't put your face on your hand with a cover. That's the minhag. Now we're going to go to the details of this halacha. If you're not davening inside the shul, you're davening in the courtyard of the shul. He says, that's one thing. It's still going to do Nefilas apaim. Even let's say somebody davening in the Vibrush shul during the week, where usually there are no women, people davening there. You could also say Nefilas apaim. Or there's another exception, even though you're not by the aura, and you could say Nefilas apaim regularly with the kisui panim. Or you daven the same time at home when the tzibur davening. Afilu yochid beveisoi oimer techina. Even you davening alone, but then exactly the same time with the tzibur, you're davening alone at home, but the same time as they daven, then you could say, so today the Baruch Hashem in town there's so many minyanim, so if you daven in the time, more or less, there's another minyan davening at that time, so you could say, like you going with them, riding, and there in the Nefilas apaim, you could do a regular Nefilas apaim, with covering your face. Yeah, so, and then...
If you're in different state or different...
Yeah, no, meaning, I it's a good question you have. You have a good question. Let's say, you're a different state in the same time zone, and they're doing somewhere now. When we say in the city you have shaykhus with, the city, the shaykh that you should be there, you're just not there because we don't feel well or whatever other reason. But different state, there's no shaykhus. It's a good question, but that's what I'm saying. If you're davening at the same time that I'm in a different state, it's no connection to your davening. Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm not saying it certainly, but that's what it looks to me like. Now, and the Taz adds to it. What we're saying when you're saying you're davening at the same time as the Tzibur, says the culture transparent b'minyan b'bayis b'shozo v'enlam sefer Torah shlem Nefilas apaim. How much more if you have a minyan, let's say, at a place there's no sefer Torah at home, or sometimes they have a minyan somewhere there's no sefer Torah. It says if you're davening the same time as a minyan, then you do regular Nefilas apaim with kisui panim, with covering your face. Mashma from the Taz clearly, if you have a minyan even, but there's no sefer Torah in that minyan, let's say you're doing a minyan somewhere there's no sefer Torah, you're not going to do over there Nefilas apaim with covering your face. Now, there's another scenario the Mogen Avraham brings. It's possible that some people have sefer Torah at home. You have sefer Torah at home, and you're davening v'yichidus, sefer Torah over there. When you're doing Nefilas apaim, says the Mogen Avraham, afilu yochid beveisa neufel. If you have some, chen mashma buvda the Rabbi Elazar. It's all ma'aseh with the Rabbi Elazar Godel, or Rabbi Eliezer Godel, that he was menuda and he was davening at home. Metzia bring this ma'aseh, and over there we see that he did Nefilas apaim, a regular Nefilas apaim. How did he do it? He was a menuda, he was a yochid. He didn't go to shul because he did the Nefilah, because he had sefer Torah at home. So when you have sefer Torah, even you're davening alone, you could do Nefilas apaim. Right. There's one more nakuda the Mogen Avram brings. It says like this: if you have a courtyard, we learned that was open to the shul. He says, if it's open to the shul, the courtyard, that means like it's like you extension of the shul. Avalim b'tekneses no loy. He says, what happens if you davening in a courtyard, but the shul is locked? Then you cannot say I'm part of the shul because the shul is locked. But he said like this: so according to this comes out if you davening, even there's no minyan in the shul now, but you're davening in front of the shul, outside of the shul is not locked again, so you could say you're part of it. But if the shul is locked, then you're not part of it. If there is a minyan over there, that the poskim bring, if there is a minyan, there's nothing stands. I feel mechitza shel barzel, even you have a iron curtain that does not separate you from Hashem. If there is a minyan, even the shul is locked and there's a minyan, like I said, time of the COVID, used to be some shul to be locked. If you're davening at the same time of the shul davening, you do Nefilas apaim regularly. Okay.
Yes.